Hello, and this video is going to be a bit different from anything I've made before, but I have this theory about Monster Hunter spirits, or rather the lack of Monster Hunter spirits in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and why I think that's really strange and could, or probably will, hint towards something happening with Monster Hunter in the game in the future. So first, I'd like to talk about the one Monster Hunter spirit that is in the game, which is the Rathalos spirit, which is used to give you after you beat the Rathalos boss fight in Adventure Mode World of Light. That means, of course, that there is no Monster Hunter spirit representation in the spirit board. There's no Monster Hunter spirit battles, and it's also true that that spirit for Rathalos is only a support spirit, which not only means that it's the only boss fight in the whole of Adventure Mode that only has a support spirit. It's the exact opposite of Dracula, who has not only a spirit, a primary spirit that transforms, but also has a support spirit as well. But also means that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but it is the only series that has spirits that doesn't have a primary spirit, and that always stuck out to me as well a lot, because you would think that Rathalos, being a boss, being a strong opponent, in the Monster Hunter series, Rathalos is very important. Always comes back. It's basically in every game. It's the first flagship monster of the very first game. It's got all the different variants and subspecies. That's Silver Rathalos and Azure Rathalos and Dread King and all this, But Rathalos' spirit, it's just a support. It's not even good enough to be its own spirit, to be able to fight on its own. Even though it's a boss in the game as well. And that's always seemed really out of place to me. And when you compare that to the other two Capcom series that are represented in the game, Mega Man and Street Fighter, Mega Man has 65 spirits, and Street Fighter has 27, which is of course a lot more than one. Now obviously they have playable characters and stages and a lot more music, so it's fair enough that they have a lot more spirits. But that just makes me think that Capcom were difficult to work with when it comes to Smash Bros. Ultimate, and so Monster Hunter only having one spirit seems really weird. And then of course, when you're talking about spirit events that have actually happened since the game's release, we've also had Resident Evil get 4 spirits before anything else has happened with Monster Hunter. So you think that if they can do it for Resident Evil, why hasn't it happened for Monster Hunter yet? Is there something that we don't know about? Hint hint, Fighter Pass Volume 2, hint hint hint. So obviously a Monster Hunter fighter could easily be added in the second Fighter Pass. I thought it was going to happen in the first one. I was wrong about that, but could easily still happen in the second one. So the only real evidence that I can today that suggests that won't happen is that Monster Hunter already has 2 songs in the game, and they're in the other category. So I don't know what would happen if Monster Hunter got a stage and those songs be moved into the Monster Hunter category and no longer be playable in stages that use the other song set, or would they stay in the other song set but also be playable in the Monster Hunter song set? I don't know how they do it, but it's that's something that I'm sure the developers would be able to solve if they were doing this. But the only other thing that could happen is, as I say, if Monster Hunter got a spirit event in the future, and that also would be great in its own way. Although, I just wonder why they haven't done it by now, and I'm hoping that if they are going to just do that, then they do it sooner rather than later, so I don't keep getting my hopes up for a Monster Hunter fighter to happen, because I am a fairly big Monster Hunter fan, and it's something I really would like to see happen. So if it's not going to happen, then I'd like to just know sooner rather than later. But anyway, I've had this theory on my mind for quite a long time now, and I decided to make a video about it now because I don't see many people talking about this on the internet, and I've mentioned it quite a lot myself before in YouTube comments and stuff like that, but making a video about it just helps to spread the message more. And shout outs to PapaGenos for being someone who really tries to figure out smash speculation and theories and that kind of stuff, and I really like his videos. He usually does provide a good insight into all the different leaks, theories out there, without being like too biased or too gullible. So he's a pretty cool guy, I think. So, and he kind of inspired me to make this video as well, just indirectly. Not that I've ever spoke to him, but I think that's all I can really say about this theory at the moment. Of course, if you disagree with this and you have another good reason why this isn't true, or you don't believe it to be true, I'd like to hear that. And same if you've got other evidence or something that helps to support this theory, then I'd also like to hear about that. So you can put that in the comments, of course, and I look forward to seeing those comments if you have anything to say. So bye for now.